Hey friends, I'm back here to start another reading vlog. So I'm actually doing the Cozy Readathon hosted by Riley Marie. I'm one of her Patreons. So she's doing this like cozy weekend reading vlog, readathon. Very, very low chill, but you have to do 3 things. So it says you have to read a novella. So I think I'm going to start with The Mysteries of Thorn Matter by Margaret Rogerson because I got this at Fest and it's super small. It's like not even 200 pages. So I think I'm going to start with this, see how I like it. I do have a NetGalley arc of it as well, so it will also help my score a little bit. And then it also says to read a romance, which actually some of these are romance, but this is the one that's also on my end of the year TBR. So it's XOXO by Axio. And I don't know much about this. I already read about 13 pages and I was really enjoying it. So these are the 2 books I would love to finish, and then I also have to read a 5-star read prediction, which I picked Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I have started this and ended it like 34 times, so I need to like just get through, push through. And then a cozy read, and I always think of middle grade adventure stories as cozy, so The Bookshop of Dust and Dreams is one I'm going to pick up. So what I think I'm going to do, because I have to go run some errands, I have to go to town, I'm going to go to yoga just to get out of the house. I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook of XOXO because it's a contemporary and I'll probably be fine listening to it. And then I'm going to bring Mysteries of Thorn Manor when I'm waiting and just see how that goes. So these will be the books I start the readathon out with and see how far I get into them. And yeah, it's just a cozy weekend reading vlog. There's a lot of little things happening. I really want to focus this weekend on reading because I haven't been doing that. But yeah, I'm going to talk to you guys in a little bit when I come back from yoga and I have some updates, hopefully on both of these things. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, friends. Hey friends, I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up listening to a little bit of XOXO, but I think I'm going to focus on that when I'm done with this. So I did want to say that I did went reading about 50 pages of The Mysteries of Thorn Manor. It is a novella. It's only 191 pages. Well, maybe even less than that. Maybe it's like 182. You definitely need to read Sorcery of Thorns to go into this because it is a direct sequel, but it's just a fun read. Like, I always like Margaret Rogerson's writing style. I definitely need to go back and like pick up her backlist and pick up her future books. I didn't love Vespertine when I tried to read it, but I may not have just been in a proper headspace to read it, so I want to go back and try to read it because I do think she's a very, very funny writer. But this follows Elizabeth and Nathaniel and Silas in the aftermath of what happened in book 1, but they're sort of trapped in their house, which I think is interesting, and there is some things that are kind of prompting this house to turn against them, which I think reads to me very interestingly. The characters are just fun. Like, both Silas and Nathaniel are very, very snarky characters, and I just love the elements of the story. I love Sorcery of Thorns because it had to do with books and a library and stuff like that. But I'm liking this. It's very, very fun. There are about 50 pages. I'll probably read another 50 and then I'll give you guys an update. But it's fun. I rarely ever read novellas just because they don't always interest me, or unless they're like prevalent to the plot, which Alexandra Bracken's were like that, and I read those and I enjoyed that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go read a little bit more, but you could definitely tell it's like a fun read. It's very, very romance heavy, I will say that, but there are some elements of this book that I'm expecting. Unexpected. Like, I didn't really know what to expect going into this. I really thought it was a full-length novel, I'll be very, very honest, when I got it at Fest. But I'm liking it. I read about 50 pages, and I read about 5 chapters in XOXO by Axio. It's really, really fun. I like it. It has a Korean pop vibe to it. I think that's the direction it's gonna go. But yeah, I'm gonna read another 50 pages and probably get some lunch because it's about dinner time. I'm also on sprints. This is probably the day I'm going to be on sprints all day with various people. So I know Riley's hosting, Margaret from the Word Nerd is hosting. Yeah, so I'm going to go read another 50 pages and I'll give you guys an update when I can. Bye, friends. Hey friends, I'm back. I just wanted to do a quick update. I am on Patreon sprints with Riley Marie because this is her readathon that she's hosting. So I did wind up getting up to page about 90 in The Mysteries of Thorn Manor, and I'm just fond of it. It's just a very, very fun read. I love books about like an eerie, creepy house. It's always been vibes, but I don't like horror. So if it's like an eerie, creepy house with elements that I'm intrigued by, I'm definitely gonna like it. And I like that I know all these characters because it is like a short story in that world. And basically what's happening is they're kind of trapped in this house, and what's his name? Nathaniel and Elizabeth were the main characters in book 1. There was Silas. And so now the house is sort of having enough that they're sort of getting closer they're sort of having some romantic moments, and the house is upset. I'll say that. So they have to kind of do things to assuage the house because they're currently trapped in the house. There's also like a party on the horizon that they have to host, and Nathaniel, if you read Sorcery of Thorns, is not thrilled about that. And there's a couple of moments where Elizabeth sort of connects back to her past people that she met in Sorcery of Thorns that she worked with the first time. There's a new character in this story named a new maid named Mercy that is present and accounted for. And I'm just really liking it. So I'm going to read another 50 pages of this and then give you guys another check-in. But yeah, I'm liking it. It's a very, very quick read. I do like the house. I love the house in book 1. And we just get to see these characters again. So my puppy's sleeping. I'm listening to XOXO. I've read about 6 chapters in that, so I haven't got really all that far. But you basically follow this main character, and she is a cello prodigy. And the note she got on her last competition was she's technically proficient, but she doesn't have a lot of heart. And she sort of is upset, and her uncle runs like a karaoke bar, and she winds up meeting this young boy at this karaoke bar, and they wind up having sort of like a combative first meeting. So they sort of spend the night together, like not the night, but they sort of like have like a fun thing. They kind of like go out, they adventure a little bit. And then it's revealed to her that he's going back to Seoul, Korea. I'm sure there's more to that as the story goes on. And he has sort of like a dark, mysterious past. Like he has no money, he broke his arm, so there's a lot of mystery there. And then the main character learns that her mother has to go to Seoul, Korea because her grandmother's sick and dealing with cancer treatments, and her mother wants to go there and she hasn't been there. So right now the girl is going to try to get to South Korea. And that's sort of where it is. So I'm liking that as well. I'm going to read about 50 more pages of this, and then I really do want to work out and finish listening to my audiobook. Well, not finish, but make some more progress. But I've been so bad at working out this month. It's been bad, so I want to kind of make up to that for me. But yeah, I'm going to go read another 50 pages, and then I'll give you guys an update. It's not that long, but again, because I'm coming back from not reading Sorcery of Thorns in a couple of years, I feel like I need to like take this book slow. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll update you guys when I can. Bye, friends. Friends, I'm back. I just want to do an update. So I don't know what chapter I'm on to be very honest, but I did read a pretty significant amount of this book. I think I'm on like in chapter 10. Yeah, I'm around chapter 10, so I'm on about page 77 in this book. That's where I'm at. I think I'm actually a little bit farther in XOXO. But the plot twist did happen. So, which is what I was waiting for. Again, sometimes these summaries, they ruin it in like the first 50 pages, but like I feel like this one I had to ruin it because it will probably get you to pick up the book. But this main character accidentally meets a K-pop star when she's in LA, and when she has to unexpectedly move to Korea because her grandma has cancer and her mom has to be there for her. She winds up going to school with a K-pop star. That's all I got so far, and she's like astonished that this has happened. So I'm about probably more like 80 pages into it, but it's fun, it's cute. I'm really liking it as an audiobook, and I'm happy that I picked it up. It reminds me a lot of Tokyo Love Story, which I also read. Maybe, I don't think it was just here. I think it was the last year. But that had like a very like this, and she actually is in Korea. I love books like that where I get to learn about different places. It's so fun. I like the main character. And it's only her point of view. I always say this, I prefer my romances dual point of view, but sometimes I like it. Like there have been books in the past that I have enjoyed just with the single point of view, but I love the background stuff a lot. Oh, my puppy came to visit. Ooh, hello. She was napping, but I just took her for a walk. And I also got up to page 154 in Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson. This is a fun book. I would say, oh, hello. Hi. Oi. I know I'm the only one home. Hi. She's the only one home. I will say it's a lot of like, oh, hi. Oh my goodness. Hello. Cassie. Hi. Oh my goodness, Cassie! All right. Oh my. So quick update, because she's sitting. Oh my god, she's like so. She like was fine. She was sleeping like 5 minutes ago. But basically the whole thing in this whole book is there's like a spirit in the house that has sort of trapped them in because the spirit wants Nathaniel to make a commitment to Elizabeth because it's prim and proper in her time, and I guess it's still prim and proper now. So they go through these 3 trials to sort of get Nathaniel to commit himself to Elizabeth, and now the last like 50 pages or 20 pages is them preparing for a midwinter ball. It was fun. I'm enjoying it. It's probably going to be like a 3.75 star read. It is definitely like a happily ever after. So if you were not in love with this couple in Sorcery of Thorns, I will say there are some moments between her and Silas, which I don't think I expected. Sorry, my puppy is just here. What happened? What went wrong? Give me a second. There was some moment with Silence that I wasn't expecting, but they do have a very like weird dynamic between them. So yeah, I have about 20 pages left of this. I don't know if I'm gonna pick this book up or if I'm gonna read Hephaestus. I don't know. So I'm going, oh my goodness, she's so adventurous. So yeah, I'm going to go take care of my puppy, finish this, and then decide if I want to read XOXO or listen to it, or if I want to pick up something else. I have no idea. But I do know I'm going to be reading tonight and tomorrow. So I'm going to go get that done, and then I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Hey, friends. I'm back. I may get attacked by a puppy. Be prepared. But I did want to say that I did want to finishing Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson. I like this book a lot. I still want a Silas book. I still do. Cassie, I know. You're very excited. She's a very enthusiastic puppy. I still want a Silas book because like every book has ended with like a Silas chapter. This was definitely like an extended epilogue. It gave me a lot of Regency romance vibes towards the very, very end. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Like it had spooky elements. It had some Regency elements. It really did dive into it, and I like the ending because it kind of answered a few questions. It was fun. If you like Sorcery of Thorns and wanted more about the romance, I would definitely pick it up. I think it's worth it. Maybe get it on your Kindle and maybe not buy a physical copy, or maybe get it from a library, which is how I normally read. Oh my goodness, Cassie. She wants to go play. So yeah, and she's not cooperating right now, which is never, she's, oh my goodness, she's biting my wrist. But yeah, so I read this. Probably gave it 3 stars. Nothing thrilling. Cassie, stop! Oh my goodness, I don't have a toy for her. So I think I'm gonna read physically XOXO and just see how I feel about it. And if I want to switch to something, I can. She wants to go play. So I'm gonna go play with her. And hopefully when I read about 50 more pages of this, I will give you an update. Cassie, stop! And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hey friends, I just want to do a quick update. I did wind up getting up to page 150 basically in XOXO. I'm liking it. I will say this. This is basically like a K-pop rock star romance. And what I find about these romances is if there is no past history between the characters, like long past history, I tend to like it a little bit best. Again, I'm a fan of second chance romances. I loved Once Upon a K-Prom. Delightful, probably gonna be one of my top reads of the year, but I always have limited buy-in when it is like a celebrity. The only one that I think did it well was it wasn't even, it was like an actor. It was the Jennifer E. Smith one. This Is What Happy Looks Like, and I really like that one. But I sometimes find the characters to be a little bit unrelatable, and I think like the relationship happens really, really quickly. And there also is like the secrecy trope, like they have to stay friends, and it's giving me The Shine. Jessica Jung wrote a book, and I'm like getting a lot of vibes from that, like a very, very similar experience. But I love the setting. I love the size characters. The romance is okay. I think that all the romantic plot lines are interesting, but it's not like my favorite thing. I mean, I like it. I'm definitely gonna keep reading it. But the fact that she's being kept a secret is bothering me, and I think that that's probably going to blow up in his face. And you also don't get his point of view, so you don't necessarily know how he feels. You know how our main character, female character, feels like very, very clearly, but you don't know his motivation at all. And like that, I think would have been stronger if I was in his head and understood his motivation. But right now, he just comes across as a little bit of a jerk. So it's just my opinion, but yeah. So I've read books that have done this thing, like this trope better, like, you know, You Fall for a Rock Star or something, but it's okay. I'm enjoying it. I think the cover's pretty. So yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit more. When I get up to page 200, I'll give you guys an update and see time-wise where I am. It's about 7 o'clock. I always say I'm gonna stay up late and read, and I never do, but maybe tonight will be the night. We will see. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more, maybe get something to eat. I'm watching How to Train Your Dragon, and yeah, and another book readathon dropped. I have to redo my TBR again. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna redo it next. I'm just gonna do it on like Friday, because at that point everything should be out. I should have watched everything, but so yeah, I'm actually happy that I've been making progress on that imaginary TBR that I had, like all the books I had to read that came out in 2021, because I read none of them before I hit, you know, November 1st. So I'm actually doing pretty good with that, which is why my TBR deviated a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna go read a little bit more, kiss my puppy, wait for my dad to get home, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Bye, friends. Hey friends, just doing a bit of a check-in. It is about almost 9 o'clock. I'm really not tired, which is good news. So I did want to get into page 200 in XOXO. I'm really liking it. I think because we're getting a bit more life story about our main character, and like she was very isolated. She literally went to this new country and yada yada yada. I did like that it wasn't like she didn't go to Korea for this guy. That would have bothered me. Just kind of was like happenstance. And I do like that we're learning more about the Korean culture and like the K-pop situation. It's not like, again, I like it because we're learning about it with her. I also love the side character, and I like that she's getting some more friends. Like her and her roommate are developing a friendship, which I'm really enjoying. Again, we don't really know a lot about our main character, the male lead, because it's not in his head. And I think there is a little mystery, but it also is easy to see him as like a jerk a little bit. But he's also very afraid of turning out to be like Nathaniel, which is the person that the roommate had a relationship with, and that sort of set their life on a course because the public found out about it, which is very, very reminiscent to what happened in Shine by Jessica Jung. So I am liking that element, but it's fun. It's like a fun read. It's very, very quick. Yeah, I'm gonna read another 50 pages and then give you a check-in and a time check-in as well. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this tonight. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to read a bit more and just read. I really want to get through my YouTube queue in the next two days because I would like to start December fresh. I don't think that's gonna happen, but it's a goal. So I'm gonna go read a little bit more, read about 50 more pages, and I'll give you guys a check-in. I would love to finish this tonight, but that may not be doable. But I am not tired, so that's a good thing. But yeah, I will check you guys in a little bit. But so far, I'm liking a little bit more. Right now, it's probably like a 3.5-star read. And I don't know. I still don't feel like I know the main character a lot, the male lead, and I think that's because we're not in his head. But I am growing to really like our female main character. We're also learning about her past and the past her grandparents have, and we're getting a lot about Korea, which I'm liking. So it's definitely a good read, and it's definitely travel focused, which I am enjoying. It reminds me a little bit of when I read Tokyo Ever After. Like that is like the city is definitely like a character. It was like Anna when I read Anna and the French Kiss. But like Paris was a character, so I'm liking that. I like that she has a friend. I like that her roommate and her are not being competitive anymore. But yeah, very, very, very good, and I'm enjoying it. So I'll talk to you guys for another update soon. Bye, friends. Hey, friends. I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. Late last night, early this morning, I wound up finishing XOXO by Axio. I enjoyed it. I felt like because she was a violin, like a cello prodigy, that really was taking a back seat through most of this book. So I feel like there wasn't enough balance for me for the characters. And her desires and her wants. But I also do understand that like she was put into the situation by her mother, like very, very pressureful situation. So when she finally had some freedom, it kind of became by the wayside, and we didn't really get like a solid conclusion. It was just like they're together at the very, very end, which I hate. I always like to see like an extended epilogue. That's just a personal preference. So overall, it would probably be like a 3.75-star read for me. It was okay. I loved seeing Korea in it. I loved the side characters. I loved how she really fleshed out her life. I just wish the focus had a balance between her and her love interest, and also her and her career pursuits, because I think that that was very interesting, and we got like nothing of that towards the second half of the book. So sorry, you're gonna see my puppy in one moment. Yeah, she's right here. She's right here. Oh, now she lost her toy. But yeah, so I'm gonna pick up Dealing with Dragons. Oh my goodness, I know. I'll get you your toy in a second. Sorry, she's shaking my thing. So I'm gonna pick up Dealing with Dragons. I don't know anything about it. Kate J. Armstrong recommended it as her Desert Island book, so I'm gonna pick it up. It is a fantasy. It's like a YA or middle grade fantasy. It came out a ridiculously long time ago, so I'm gonna pick this up. My goal is to read it today. I'm still doing the cozy readathon with Riley Marie, and I would love to finish 2 more books today. We will see. I have a very, very energetic puppy and a very, very busy day, so. But I'm gonna go read a little bit of Dealing with Dragons if I can, and when I get up to page 50-ish, I'll give you guys an update. Bye, friends. Hey, friends, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update. I actually am still reading Dealing with Dragons. I'm actually really liking the audiobook for this, so I might just listen to it. I'm actually dealing with a really, really bad sinus infection. Like, I'm not feeling my best. I have like a really, really bad headache, which sucks. But so what I think I'm gonna do is, because this writing style really does work more for an audiobook. Again, it was published a ridiculously long time ago, but I love it. I think it's I will probably listen to all the audiobooks because I think that they're fun. But if you don't know, this came out a ridiculously long time ago. I was listening to Amy Kaufman and Kate AMJ Armstrong's podcast, and they said like what is their favorite book of their childhood, and Kate said this one was hers. So it's just like a fun concept. Like it basically follows a princess who doesn't want to be a princess. So she winds up running away to kind of be with dragons, and that's sort of her adventure. And it's just every other line in this book is like that's not how it's done. And I just love how she said kind of like subverting tradition a lot of the ways. It's fun. I read about 100 pages of it, and oh, my puppy, whenever I talk, my puppy decides she has to come visit. She jumped on me last time. But yeah, so I got to page chapter 7. I think I'm gonna hi Cass. I know it's so upsetting that I'm not giving you attention. We did go for a walk though, right? Yeah. So I think I'm gonna pick up The Dark is Rising by Susan Cooper. This is Amy Kaufman's pick. Sorry, my dog does not like to. You want me to talk to you? I talk to you every day. And just see if this is keeping my attention more. Like this is keeping my attention, but I'm liking the audiobook a little bit more, and I'm gonna see if this is keeping my attention, and if not, I may pick up a thriller or something and just sort of throw my TBR out the window. Oh my goodness. She is probably in the mood for another walk. So yeah, I am liking this. Like I think it's a great read and it's fun. I'm just liking the audiobook a little bit more because it was written so long. Cassie, I swear, she can play by herself for the most part. She likes that actually. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna read this or if I'm gonna read this or if I'm gonna kind of deviate. But I will say I am liking the audiobook a little bit more than physically reading it, just because the writing is like a little bit impersonal, I guess. But it does give me like Chris Colfer vibes. Like I know this book was written, I think when was this book? This book was published in 1990. So it's definitely an older book, and like, but I'm really liking it. So I'll probably keep going with the audiobook. I think I'm gonna try to pick this one up and just see how I feel about it. And just stick to the audiobook for that. Cassie's probably gonna need a walk in a little bit, so I'm probably gonna go for a walk with her. But yeah, so I hope it's not COVID. I had COVID recently, but it sort of feels like COVID, so I don't know. But I'm gonna go read a little bit of this, read 50 pages, see if this is able to capture me. This isn't really capturing my attention right now, so I need something that will capture my attention. And it might just be because I have a headache and I'm not feeling my best. So yeah, that's where we are. I might read like one more chapter and see if it captures me. So I'll come back and I'll tell you what I'm gonna read, because I don't know what I'm gonna read right now. But either one of these or a shock. So you'll have to stay tuned for the next clip to see what I choose. Bye, friends. That I didn't actually say that I was reading The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea because I was not deciding what I wanted to read. So the next couple of clips, I do talk about The Girl That Fell Beneath the Sea. And if you want my full wrap-up, check out my December wrap-up, which should have gone up on my channel first. So go check out that video because I'll talk more about this reading experience, because I really didn't blog it. I just gave you like one clip and I didn't really say a lot about it. So if you want to see my full thoughts on The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, go watch my wrap-up because I'll talk about it there. Hey friends, I'm back. So I'm here to do a quick update. I did wind up reading about 15 chapters into The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea again. I am really enjoying it, but I think I'm going to switch to the audiobook because it is very, very mythic. The writing style is very, very lyrical, and I'm just having a little bit of a hard time focusing on it, and I do not want to fall into a reading slump right now. It would not be good. So I do have I have a couple of periods in the next couple of days at my job that I am going to like focus on because I do have a little bit more time. But I am pleased. I really do like her writing style, and I think Axio is probably like a 3-star read, and this is probably going to be about a 4 or a 5-star read. I might try to read a little bit more tonight, but I did get the audiobook to listen to when I go to work. Again, I've been having focus issues for the past couple of months, and I just don't want to fall into a reading slump right now because I want to read for the rest of the month and be very, very excited about all my books that I'm reading. But I am enjoying it. It's a very, very lyrical writing style, but I don't think I really updated this book at all. Like, I just sort of stopped updating. But it basically follows this girl named Mina, and she's sort of she like sends herself to the underworld to sort of be sacrificed in place of her brother's wife, and that's sort of where the story is. And it's just a very, very lyrical read. Like, it's very, very rich. I'm loving it. I will definitely keep my physical copy, and I'll probably read it at like a later time. But again, I'm having some focus issues, and I don't know if it's the book or if it's me. So yeah, that's sort of where my head's at right now. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep reading this or I'm not. I think I might try to keep reading it and just like power through. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I really haven't updated that much about this, so, but I did get to page 132. I do love the lyrical stuff. It's very, very about the underworld and like the, it just feels a little bit meandering right now. And I'm not feeling that connected to the story, but I am liking it. So I don't know if I want to read something different or what I want to do. I'm being a little bit indecisive, to be very honest. So yeah, that is my update. Yeah. I'm gonna go look at my tentative TBR. Maybe I'll pick up like something like quicker and maybe it will motivate me. But I did get the audiobook, and I have been having good luck with audiobooks, so I'm gonna probably just finish reading this by audiobook. I might read a little bit more. I'm not really sure. When I update you guys tomorrow, I will have an update. So I don't know. I bought the audiobook because it was pretty cheap on Libro FM. So yeah, that is my plan right now. But I haven't been updating because it's been crazy. But yeah, so that's the update. I'm gonna go try to read a little bit more tonight. Yeah, so sorry for the weird update. I'm back. I'm actually here to wrap up this reading vlog. So I actually wound up finishing The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. It's over there because I'm prepping to do my wrap-up video. I enjoyed it. I think because I read a book this month that had a very recently that had a very similar plot element to it, it felt a little bit like redundant to me, but I enjoyed it. I think the characters were great. The thing about this book is I didn't feel that connected to the characters, and I think because we were sort of in our main character's head, but we sort of were thrust into the story, I was like as equally surprised when we met people than when like she was, because I felt like I didn't really know her. I liked it. It was a fun read, probably like a 3.5-star read. Honestly, like that's probably where I will land, you know, average wise, but the writing was just stunning. I like love the writing. If I was grading it on writing alone, it definitely would have been a 4 or a 5-star read. But I think just with the lack, I didn't feel that connected to the characters. But there was some twist at the end that I didn't see coming, which I like. So maybe I'll bump it up to 4. It's probably be a 4-star on Goodreads because I really did enjoy it. I love listening to the audiobook as well. So yeah, this is my mini wrap up for the Riley Marie Readathon, which I took a long time to do it. But yeah, sorry if I'm filming this on my computer. I have to film another video for BookMas. But this is the second video you are going to see for BookMas, which I'm super excited for. Actually, probably like the third or the fourth because I have to post. You will see this at some point in BookMas because, yeah, it is going to go up after everything. So yeah, I hope you guys are liking BookMas. And then probably after this video is when you're going to see some like end of the year future wrap-up content. So prepare yourself for that. I will see you guys for my next video tomorrow, and let me know in the comments what are you currently reading. I would love to know, and I'll talk to you guys for my next video. Bye, friends.